Hello everyone. In today's story, we have a protagonist who was transported to a world in a book by several beautiful girls. This story begins with someone commenting that this book is incomparable and deals with cultivation and spiritual beasts in another world, being incredibly fast. In this universe, ancient robes come to life and enchanting young women transform into mysterious creatures. The overwhelming partiality of this world is surprising. The seller described the plot in detail, stating that all readers were satisfied upon understanding the implication. The protagonist realizes that an entire collection of extraordinary maiden beasts is being revealed. The man mentioned that the author had left, but decided to offer the book without asking for anything in return. The protagonist returned home today, having turned 18, and is about to take an important step in his life. He faced a puzzling moment as the book defied his understanding. Soon, mysterious lights began to shine on the book. The boy was amazed to see the books, which changed his perception. The girls in the drawings came to life and began drawing him into their mysterious world, leaving him perplexed. He was confused, as his intention was only to examine the image, but events took a different turn. Upon waking up, he realized that what had happened was not just an illusion, but part of a new reality. Once on the bank of an unknown river, he looked around, slowly realizing where he was. He then realized that he was no longer in his original body and wondered if he had been reborn in a new world. The new body still retained memory, and in this place, people used spiritual beasts to cultivate. Lucin soon realized that if he faced financial difficulty, he would not be able to afford a spiritual beast. It would take 20 years to save the money needed to buy one. He overheard a conversation about a plan to drug a class, which made him the chief's son became aware of this conversation and ordered Lucin's arrest. However, Lucin managed to escape from prison, taking refuge in the outskirts of the city. The protagonists were surprised to see how Lucin could survive such challenging situations. The book stated that they had similar an appearance, and the rebirth was an impressive coincidence. The protagonist kicked the book, trying to figure out how it had brought him into this. Lucin realized that those trying to stop him were being too persistent. The book insisted on inevitability, suggesting a pact with no other option. Lucin asked how to make a pact, venturing into new unknown territory. Then he simply brought his hand close to the book and was informed that he had made a pact with sacred body, paving the way to eternity. The boy was furious upon learning that he had signed a contract for an immortal body. The book said it was time to draw the first beast. The young man received a spiritual beast called the Chaos Burning Phoenix. Soon, a girl named Sophia appeared before him. The pursuers offered to capture Sophia and present her as a gift to the Lord. Using her powers, Sophia easily dominated her opponent, leaving Lucin impressed with how effortlessly she defeated all the enemies. She approached and said she was waiting for her master. Lucin suggested that they eliminate the last adversary. Sophia replied that they would discuss that later, moving closer to reveal something important. She motioned for Lucin to get straight to the point. Then, Sophia informed him that he was the reincarnation of the demon emperor, and she was his concubine in need of protection. She explained that the fact he could open the book proved her words to be true. Confidently, Sophia stated that there was no possibility of error. Lucin was confused, not knowing how to proceed. Despite his doubts, Lucin gestured for Alice to begin, and, in the end, asked her to be gentle, acknowledging his. Lucin exploded in rage when the girl disappeared. Before he could start, the protagonist declared that he would beat the book to death. The source of power was the energy it absorbed through spiritual being, transforming it into truth, and an immortal body could absorb energy anywhere and anytime without spiritual being. The energy could be transferred through sexual relations. Lucin arrived with almost no supply, and the needs of the spiritual exceeded his absorption. Summoning the spiritual beast would cause Lucin to die from exhaustion. Lucin realized to which demon clan the book referred. After the demon emperor's death, the monster men attacked the capital, exterminating many demons. The empress sealed the 15 most powerful beasts in the book to protect the demon lineage. Lucin was tasked with opening a portal between dimensions. He would have to unite with the 15 beasts to restore them. Lucin realized that he was being used as a breeder. The book argues that each union represents a new experience involving different creatures. Lucin understood that demons were seen as the main threat and decided to hide his identity. The annulment of the contract came too late. If he did not cooperate, the book would allow the beastmen to destroy him. Lucin realizes that Sophia could kill him, and he must follow the book's instruction. He will have to work every night to stay alive in a dangerous world. The protagonist hears a fight, and, in seconds, swords would fly in his direction. The city lord appeared before Lucin. Lucin realized that his subordinate had brought his master. The book informed him that he should fight to feel his power. Lucin easily defended himself against the attack of the unknown creature. The impact was so strong that the creature flew backward for several meters. A girl was watching. Lucin understood what true strength meant. Suddenly, a snake appeared, coiling around the subject. The city lord reprimanded the tiger for attacking the man. A young woman. It was Alice, daughter of the chief of the martial heart. Alice was a classmate of the city lord and the object of Lucin's feeling. She suggested they inform Lucin's father. That's when Lucin realized he was not a class. Alice understood Lucin's reason. He explained that he had tried to poison him to maintain his position of power. The lord, consumed by fury, began attacking Lucin. Vladita intervened, admitting that he had caused the conflict. Lucin gathered courage. From this point on, his journey in the world of immortals began. Amidst the confusion, Lucin and the beast collided and accidentally kissed. Alice took Lucin to her father, asking him to accept Lucin as an apprentice. The father was skeptical of Lucin's ability to defeat the lord. However, Lucin managed to defeat him using his immortal body and martial tech. The protagonist is confident he can build a great career in this world. Sophia declared that she could not wait any longer. If a girl is eliminated from the book, her power is halved. The book stated that her attraction to Lucin grew as his strength increased. Lucin could not allow this to happen, as Alice would return soon. Sophia tries to draw Lucin's attention under the twinkling star. The great city governor joined the group, reflecting power and wisdom. The father stated that all masters should remember the sanctity of the hall as a place of learning. He was furious when someone attacked his son, his eyes burning with rage. Lucin screamed, and the tension disappeared when the premonition of the appropriate response to Lucin's cries was confirmed. The man threw a mysterious object at Lucin, making everyone wonder about its meaning. A mantis leaf rose to the stage, attracting gazes with its beauty. The man wore a jade necklace with intensity, transforming into a powerful spiritual being. Sophia assured Lucin that he could relax and ease his anxiety, her voice soft like a summer breeze. With her eyes glowing with power, Sophia faced the mantis. When the mantis tore her clothes, Sophia exploded in fury, unleashing all her rage. Determined to end the battle, she chose to use a secret weapon. Suddenly, the mantis leaf was called back, leaving Sophia perplexed. From the shadows, the voice of a man emerged, announcing that the mantis would be his guardian and companion. Lucin intervened. The father could not understand where Lucin drew such great strength from, surpassing his own. The protagonist firmly declared that Sophia belonged to him. The protagonist's words confused Sophia, provoking a change in her heart. The city chief offered to renounce the beast and forgive the hero without getting rid of. The protagonist resolutely refused to submit to the condition. His refusal was firm. Alice turned to her father, pleading, her eyes full of hope. Lucin opened unlimited possibilities, his strength surpassing imagination. Upon hearing the fists of destruction, the man's expression changed. His confidence wavered, believing it was impossible to deflect the blow and that Lucin was doomed. The father, resolute, did not allow the master to attack his son to defend. Lucin remained calm in the face of the imminent trial, showing no nervousness. The master launched an attack, his power surpassing all obstacles. Before his father could intervene, the master said he would not let Lucin leave. His decision was inevitable. Sophia and Alice protected the protagonist, clearly worried and anxious. They made sure he was okay, casting him caring glances. Lucin felt pain due to his dislocated shoulder, while his resilience was tested. Sophia embraced, saying she would stand by his side until death, and her embrace brought comfort. The father could not understand how Lucin endured, as a common person would have fainted from the impact. Tension increased, and the confrontation between Lucin and the master needed to be avoided. The man, in a fit of rage, charged at his eyes burning with indignation. However, he acknowledged Lucin's talent and his transparency about it. The man, he offered Lucin training in the Daria sect. In addition to paying off his debts, he ignored his son's words, stating that his decision was final and did not need explanation. Alice did not understand why he had changed his decision and tried to figure it out with a look. Lucin asked Sophia not to look at him with eyes full of shame. The master asked Lucin about the origin of the spiritual being with evident interest in the question. The master asked Lucin the reason for the change in attitude with a mysterious voice. The protagonist did not understand the reason for the change. Lucin tensed when he heard that the master could only be his friend. The event was unexpected. The master called Lucin to discuss the martial duel of the 6th district. The upcoming decisions were important. After the master's story, Lucin understood why it was necessary to participate in the tournament. His eyes expressed understanding. Winning the tournament would bring Lucin great success and it was a significant challenge. Lucin remembered not to forget the glory and benefits the tournament offered. He knew he could gradually increase his cultivation without needing to participate in the tournament. Exploring other paths, the book attacked him, and the magic of the words took the form of a physical force direct. The master stated that the attack was just a joke, looking at Alice with surprise and an expression of question, wanting to understand what had happened. Lucine avoided looking directly. He discovered that he was the only one able to see the book and its secrets, which were now under his exclusive knowledge. Alice ordered that Lucine be arrested, making it clear that she intended to face the. Under Alice's command, the creature began to attack, acting like a weapon of retaliation. Lucine told Sophia they needed to find refuge, again with the goal of survival. Sophia expressed her desire to keep Lucine warm. Alice immediately ran after Lublu and Sophia, anxious to stay close. Sophia did not understand why Alice was so irritated, her irritation hiding an unresolved secret. Lucine said it was not the time to talk about naked beauty. Alice admitted that she had underestimated and wanted to correct, recognizing his strength. Alice slipped on the ice and became the target attack. The girl fell because of the ice on the ground. Lucine apologized, saying he hadn't seen the occurrence due to his vision problem. Alice thought Lucine was lying and ordered her beast to attack. She realized her water attribute could be crucial, planning an attack with the octopus. Someone shouted for Alice to stop, the voice of reason interrupting the possible conflict. It was her father, who asked if she was trying to ruin the school. Alice began to explain the situation to Lucine, exposing the fact. The man asked Lucine if he had anything to say. Lucine said he had seen everything, confessing the presence of the truth. He realized the situation seemed strange. Lucine noticed that the master was watching from the roof and had seen everything. That meant the master situation to his. The master said that after negotiation, Lucine admitted the mistake would represent the district in the con. The master added that they needed to work hard on their skill. The guy remembered the three-man team, but couldn't recall who the third member. The lord of the city informed that Lucine had survived, surprising everyone, especially when the master appointed him captain. The man was furious, while the master also realized that Lucine's father supported. Alice asked him to be quiet, citing her experience as captain for 3 years in a row. Lucine had to restrain himself from losing his status in the competition. Mako couldn't understand why Alice, who had previously protected Lucine, now wanted to destroy him. Lucine explained that he had accidentally seen Alice naked while she was bathing, which made her hate it. In the forest, Michael said he and Alice would gather herbs, while Lucine should go to the left side. Lucine agreed to search for. The book revealed that the aura of the fusion herbs was slowly being absorbed by his body. Lucine didn't understand what was happening, and a mystery presented itself. He felt intense chest, as if an uncontrollable fire was being lit inside. There was a way to resolve that, and Sophia was the key to. Lucine was not satisfied with the solution, and resentment grew in his heart. The girl asked him to be kind. Sophia immediately began correcting Lucine, stating that she had waited for that moment for 1,000. The protagonist woke up not knowing where he was, nor where his clothes were, and without understanding what was happening. He found it strange to be without clothes. Sophia informed him that the clothes belonged to an anonymous lord. Lucine was surprised and asked why he wasn't wearing his clothes. The protagonist was astonished, as it was his first experience, and he had no memory. Sophia quickly began packing her things to leave as soon as possible. Suddenly, she started weakening, and the weakness took over her body. She asked Lucine not to ask questions and promised revenge. The book said the contract was made, and soon it would be necessary to summon her through the stone. Lucine realized this would give him an advantage in controlling his strength. They grouped together because it was necessary to join forces. Lucine believed this decision had not been made by either Mako or Alice. The protagonists sensed something important. The stranger informed that Lucine's aura had disappeared. The man was determined to find the best spiritual herb. His gaze was cold and fired at the rock. Alicia and Mael watched what was happening. He introduced himself as a future star of the count. Alicia wondered how he dared to appear on the Great Bear Mountain. Lucine thought he was a stealing. He hadn't noticed his presence and now needed to act. He decided to silence them forever, keeping his. The man summoned a flaming sparrow and a hedgehog, ready to help him in battle. Lucine watched the spiritual beasts fighting simultaneously, determined to master. Alice warned Mako not to underestimate the opponent, reminding him of her combat. She instructed the octopus to deal with the firebird and asked Miguel and the tiger to contain the hedgehog. The man considered the plan foolish and doubted its effectiveness. Firebird, consumed by its internal fury, began attacking its own ally. Meanwhile, the girls reported the presence of a man in the forest, drawing attention to his action. The hedgehog rolled over Miguel and introducing a new threat. The octopus used its powers to protect Alice, revealing the burning sunball technique, which unveiled the secrets of its martial art. Alice, credulous to see that the octopus had increased the intensity of the attack, while her ice attribute did not. He managed to resist. The man mocked, claiming that his fighting techniques were outdated. Michael decided to face the man, while Alice would inform the foreman about the intruder. The man challenged, believing that his phoenix was superior to theirs. He burned Mako, who thought it madness to face a fireball with bare hands, bordering on despair and hoping for divine intervention. Lucine questioned why he was competing. Alice, surprised by Lucine's stance, noticed something unexpected about it and said he should run and deliver. The man asked Lucine if he had collected a magical herb that emitted light, saying that his words seemed exaggerated and that he saw nothing impressive. Still, he insisted on giving Lucine some herb that concealed an important secret. Lucine was amazed to see two beasts fighting against one. He was confident that, with Sophia by his side, he could overcome any obstacle. Sophia came to his aid, and their connection grew stronger after she got to know spiritual. The man was perplexed to discover that a student from an inferior school possessed a spiritual phoenix and decided to test its power. Lucine saw the beast quickly transform into an 8-star creature, rising 4 levels at once. The internal fire was lit, and time was running out. The man's beast began its attack, threatening to devour the light. Sophia didn't understand how such a weak beast dared to challenge her, and decided to show what true fire meant. Lucine realized that his strength pushed people away, making group training difficult. When he noticed that his opponent had surrendered, he concluded that his spiritual beast was too powerful. Sophia suggested they do something interesting when they were alone in a secluded place. She admitted her vulnerability and emphasized her failure. Suddenly, a strange sound caught their attention. In front of them appeared an iron-backed bear, a 4-star beast from the dream. Sophia called it a bad bear and attacked it immediately. Sophia rushed to finish the attack, but the enemy remained unharmed, its armor repelling any assault. Iron-backed bears are tied to the ground, and only wood or ice attacks work against. Sophia knew she could handle, but the task required refined craft skill. The type wasn't worried, knowing the bear, a vulnerable spot on the lower back. Lucine remembered the warnings about the difficulty of fighting a bear and its weak. Lucine asked Sophia to distract the bear so he could strike its weak point. The girl used the fire rain as a distraction, giving Lucine time to. The beast immediately directed its attention toward its instincts, alerting it to a potential danger. Enraged, the creature began attacking, its fury ignited by the Waima fire. Lucine realized it was the moment to act and defeat his opponent. He followed the book's instructions exactly as he prepared the magical ritual. The bear felt intense pain caused by the ancient ritual's powers, and Lucine was surprised at how easily the ritual worked. He noticed dozens of bears watching from the bushes to see what was happening. Mako reported the situation to his father, who was perplexed by his serenity. He explained that the man had recently been appointed the city's deputy director. Alice remembered that the deputy director's position required the government head's approval, and if they found the master at that moment, the future could be compromised. The man informed them that they had 3 options, each with difficult decisions. One possibility was that Lucine would be eliminated before the tournament began. If Lucine won, the master would feel embarrassed and seek revenge. 3 years ago, the Lord had ordered the creation of 100 bears for the emperor with the promise of a reward. BB Mountain spies informed the man about political intrigue and that Lucine had emerged victorious. Anxiety consumed his mind. The master was shocked to discover that Lucine had captured all the bears. The city leader had a nervous breakdown as he watched his plans crumble. Mako was told that only a doctor could help him now. Lucine didn't understand why Alice had brought him to the master. The man began questioning Lucine about why he had killed the farm bear. Lucine, unaware of the plan, acted out of ignorance. He explained that the bears were used so that he could become sub-chief. Alice reassured Lucine, suggesting he choose the 6 counties competition. A man announced that he would participate in a fatal martial arts competition. Lucine promised to participate, but refused to guarantee victory. Michael warned Lucine not to get carried away, threatening to beat him if he continued. The protagonist cast a defiant look at Mako, ready for confrontation. The man questioned how Lucine dared to intimidate his son. Lucine suggested they resolve things maturely and without exaggeration. He stated that the victory's reward didn't interest him. The master, confused, couldn't understand what Lucine really wanted. Lucine then said he needed the Thunderstrike tech. He realized that spontaneity and unexpected actions were key to confusing the enemy in combat. The master used less than 10% of the tech, and Lucine wondered why they had taught him that. Thoughts from the past surfaced in his mind. The thunder technique was a secret of the Liu family, something even Mako didn't. Lucen decided to seek a master who would teach him, determined to master. The master didn't understand how someone could teach this technique to an outsider like Lucen. Accustomed to disappointments, the master decided to stay until the end of the competition. The winners of the competition ascended to the position of vice emperor. Silence took over the audience, which reflected on the imminent battle and the changes in power. Mael suggested to his father that he keep the thunder technique safe. Mako's mood suddenly worsened, but the reasons were unclear. The man admitted that he didn't expect to become friends with Mako. Surprising. Elise said they needed to train, as time was short. Lucen suggested they call each other brother. The master invited them for a serious conversation, or a new stage of training, advising them to make good use of their time and avoid distraction. The master's sudden arrival caught them off guard. He informed them that Alice's father was too soft for the training. The master then decided to intensify the exercise, ensuring that only he could train them properly. A 9-star thunder tiger beast appeared, and it was the first time Alice had seen such a creature. Its appearance caused surprise. Miguel observed that previously only 6-star beasts had participated. The master explained that the level of beasts in the competition, his beast advanced to attack, choosing Alice as the first target. The attack surprised Lucen with the creature's speed and skill. The master then asked if they were truly ready for the championship. After the tiger attacked, the competitors summoned their beasts in response to their owner's command. Alice ordered her octopus to contain the tiger, planning a tactical move. Mael entered the battle, but Alice was struck by lightning, and the enemy broke through her defenses. Mael's tiger was also unable to stop it. The tiger approached Mael and embraced him, leaving Sophia as the only one still fighting. The master reminded them that a fire beast could not burn a thunder beast, but Sophia skillfully managed to attack the tiger, which rolled back to its owner. Lucen declared that flames would not defeat it, but fists could. There was a way to combine the owner's power with that of the beast, and the master decided to discuss the fusion between the two with Lucen. Lucen reflected on the possibilities of this fusion, but the master warned of the risks, as fusion transferred the beast's attributes to the human. Alice did not understand why the master's stars had diminished to 6. The spiritual beasts shared attributes with their hosts through communication. Lucen realized that this transfer worked like a battery. When it lost energy, the beast became vulnerable and could die, which would also harm the human. This was why fusion was taught only in advanced stages. It was essential to feel the vibrations of the beast's pillars and align with them. Lucen encouraged Sophia to explore fusion with a spiritual beast to unlock new abilities. In seconds, she transformed. Lucen asked her to change clothes immediately. Finally, a conversation with Mako was interrupted by the word, "Enter." Alice's father announced the beginning of the first round of the tournament, where they would face the neighboring county. The governor ordered a direct confrontation with the opponent in the first round. Lucien had to choose whom to punish, leaving him facing a complex moral decision. He felt the tension, but knew the importance of focusing on victory. Jessen already knew a lot about them, which cost them the advantage and created a sense of betrayal. The master took responsibility for uncovering details about race day. Improving the beasts and training was crucial to optimizing performance. Lucen produced iron bear potions for the battle. The master recalled the bears, overwhelmed with a mix of emotion and sadness. The father asked Lucen about the training, expecting a recommendation to move forward. In the room, Lucen called Sophia to discuss an important matter. She was ready to follow any instruction he gave. She declared that her main goal was to win the 6 districts tournament. They faced a complicated challenge, and for some, that night was stormy. Sophia abruptly interrupted Lucen, taking him by surprise. He felt frustrated for having lost 2 days recharging energy. Sophia needed 2 months to transform her energy, or she would face death. For Lucine, waiting 2 months seemed like an eternity. Sophia suggested that he release another sister from the book to help. She acknowledged that the task given by the Emperor was too challenging for her alone and asked Lucin not to forget her, even if the future brought him new loves. The proposal was promising, but unlocking a beast required a considerable energy cost. With Lucin's current supply of energy posts, it would take him 20 days to absorb all the energy needed due to the tournament. Lucine explained that he could not expend energy without a clear advantage. Sophia had an idea and decided to share it with the others, offering her resources and skills for the group's benefit. Lucine realized that she suggested the fusion between a spiritual beast and a human. He knew that despite the tournament's urgency, it was more important to have a powerful beast with the right attributes for combat. With this in mind, he decided to test the fusion in the tournament. They began the process, uniting their strength and determination to reach a new level of power. Sophia declared her full commitment to helping Lucin. During the fusion process, Lucin endured intense pain. The book then confirmed that the fusion was complete and that a new spiritual beast might emerge. Lucin prepared for the next step, aware of the importance of this new phase. He awaited the arrival of a new beast with great anticipation. When the beast appeared, Sophia recognized its energy and essence. The new creature was called Amanda and took the form of a silver moon eagle. Mel was exhausted, but a tonic potion quickly restored his strength. Alice, unaware of Lucin's whereabouts, was confused but trusted in his loyalty. Sophia informed her that she and Amanda had become good friends and were happy to support Lucin. Amanda also expressed her willingness to move forward alongside him. In their first conversation, Lucin questioned if she truly desired this alliance. Amanda assured him that there was no reason for hesitation and suggested they move forward. However, in an unexpected moment, Amanda knelt on the ground, awaiting instructions from Lucin, who, confused, interrupted the situation, admitting that he needed time to process everything. The book increased his confusion, hinting that he still could not fully handle the situation. Amanda had doubts about herself, but Sophia reassured her, reminding her that she was not inadequate. Sophia mentioned that the Emperor appreciated surprises and suggested a quick change of clothes. Lucin, in turn, became introspective, lost in thought. He confessed that he was still unprepared for an immediate bond, wanting to know Amanda better before establishing a relationship. This honesty, Sophia believed, made him worthy of a great destiny, perhaps even as a demonic emperor in a new life. However, a member of the group, shy and reserved, had slipped away. Lucine reflected on how the ice attribute could enhance his abilities, bringing new power to the group. He decided then to look for Amanda in her room, where she and Sophia were helping her change clothes. Lucine began to apologize, surprised, saying that he had not understood the context. Amanda was embarrassed by the misunderstanding and felt uncomfortable. Meanwhile, Lucin walked toward the location but was surprised by a mysterious sound. His eyes darkened and strange phenomena began happening around him. Amanda, at last, finished changing clothes, easing the situation. Sophia encouraged her, and the two, side by side, renewed their commitment to serve and support Lucin. The girl looked into the distance, noticing something far away. Someone was approaching, and they prepared to defend the Emperor. Sophia reacted instantly to the attack, firing with her fingers. She was willing to die for Lucin, ensuring his safety. Amanda supported her friend, joining forces to protect the Emperor. The stranger approached Lucin with unclear intentions. Amanda and Sophia didn't have time to react to the appearance of the stranger, who took Lucin with him, leaving the girls in shock. The girls ran after the stranger, determined to retrieve the emperor. The stranger mocked the girls' attempts to reclaim the emperor, saying they couldn't protect him, and that the important thing was that Lucen had met expectations. The stranger increased the pressure on Lucen. Sophia threatened to kill them, determined to protect Lucen at all costs. Lucen asked to be a little kinder. He didn't know who the stranger was at the center of it all. The stranger had come to check on Lucen's cultivation progress, revealing part of his objective. Disappointed, the stranger declared he would kill Lucen in a minute. Lucen deduced that the stranger was one of the 3 players in the tournament, and if caught harming an opponent, the county would be disqualified. He smiled, confident in his abilities, and prevented everyone from retreating. Sophia understood that the emperor intended to make a statement and advised facing one of the county's generals first, though she couldn't deny them the tournament. The known one revealed herself to be a girl. Correcting the situation, she said Lucene arrived in a second, without realizing how it happened. Mikkel tried to look from the roof's edge, but there was no one there, only a hole. Alice said she would call someone and that Mako should take a look. The girl asked him not to move, to avoid unnecessary noise. Lucen couldn't understand where this girl came from, or her intentions, and it was clear they felt uncomfortable being alone. She complained about numbness in her legs, after which the boy decided not to move forward. The girl gagged him again, while Maël was above them looking for Lucen. He tried not to think of vulgarities while in her company, as Lucen's fate depended on him, and he should keep away from such thoughts. At that moment, the girl noticed something below her and her expression changed. Something scared her. Michael didn't understand why thunder rumbled in such weather, but they had to go. As soon as Mako left, Lucen attacked immediately, not understanding how he dared disturb her. The protagonist began to explain that he didn't intend to hurt her, that it was a normal reaction. The girl didn't understand how he dared argue with her and question her words. The protagonist said he needed to leave before Alice saw them together. After that, the girl left Lucen abruptly without explanation. Alice didn't understand what had happened or where Lucen was. After a moment, he explained everything, describing how it had all happened. As soon as he saw her, Alice's father immediately recognized the young woman named Rebecca. He commented that he hadn't seen her in years, and that she had suddenly appeared. Alice, outraged at her father's attitude, considered the act despicable, and, in a fit of rage, broke the wall. Both Lucen and her father were stunned by her reaction. Alice was determined to teach that girl a lesson she would never forget. Trying to avoid conflicts, her father advised Lucene to maintain peace between his daughters and Rebecca, explaining that, in youth, all men had deceived their partners at some point. Lucene hadn't expected that kind of justification from him. Mako spent a month in intense training to improve his skills, while Lucen used the time to strengthen his preparation and socialize with the girls. When the championship day finally arrived, everyone gathered, ready for the match. Mako's father wished them luck without ceremony. Lucen commented that they needed to hurry to reach the palace before nightfall, and they would certainly arrive on time. The most impressive beast he had was a 3-star flying chicken, used as a means of transportation. The next scene unfolded in the destination province, where the county members were already gathered, awaiting the event's beginning. One of the young women looked up, confused by what she saw. It seemed like something from the last county. Many present expressed discontent with the provided transportation. A woman then spoke up, explaining the rules and regulations of the 6-county martial arts competitions. The tournament would be divided into 2 phases, the qualifying and the main one. The match table, which had been previously released, was no longer up to date, and the teams followed the changes in selection. The previous preparations had been in vain due to the tournament rules changes. One of the boys expressed his dissatisfaction and was immediately punched in the face. He asked if that aligned with the lady of the mansion's decision about the contest. There was total silence after his words, and everyone stood still, surprised by the revelation that the planning changes hadn't been disclosed. They felt disappointed to learn that Mako, Alice, and Lucen couldn't participate in the battle. Alice's father commented that, with the limited information available, it would be best to observe and wait. Lucen questioned whether the 6 counties were genuinely aware of these changes and if they would fight fairly. The lady of the house was surprised at the idea of a martial arts duel on her property, especially with the presence of the Emperor of China. The 6-county martial arts competitions were popular, attracting great interest. The extra team added a layer of excitement and intensity, with 18 promising young people from the province ready for the challenge. Before everyone, an unexpected new leadership emerged, and she asked them to avoid any scenes so that the event would proceed smoothly. In a subsequent adventure, Lucen, Alice, and Michael, a magical gnome, found themselves in a mysterious cave. They soon realized they were in the fruit of a maze full of dangerous creatures. The goal was to reach the 9th level, defeat a dragon, and return alive. There was general surprise when they discovered the next challenge was to capture the dragon on the 9th level. Jokes weren't tolerated, as any scare would prevent competitors from leaving the tournament. The Earth Dragon, a rare and venomous species, would be the creature the participants needed to capture. The mysterious man warned Lucen about the importance of surviving the next round. He looked at Lucen, surprised, without understanding who he was or what he wanted. Lucen introduced himself as the wolf of his county, and his display of arrogance caused unease, seeming overly confident. In response to the critic's words, Lucen laughed, not taking them seriously, apologizing, and admitting he couldn't hold back his laughter. Lucen's response enraged the wolf, who, furious, summoned his water spider and iron turtle to assist him. Alice suggested that Mako move forward, aware that they had many challenges ahead. The cave created the perfect environment for poisonous beasts, leaving little to chance. Michael comforted Alice, assuring her that they could face any difficulty in the labyrinth. The hardest part was choosing the right path in the cave rather than avoiding the beasts. Michael offered to go with Alice, but she chose her own path, full of dangers. 15 minutes later, Lucen realized he was alone in the cave. He decided not to wait and went in search of Alice on his own, starting a cautious search and eager to solve the cave's mysteries. In the darkness, he felt a hand extended toward him, like a salvation in the gloom. Turning around, he saw Sophia, whom he asked for fire, discovering she was the same girl. He began to apologize without expecting to find her in the cave's depths. The girl said her presence was none of his business and warned him about another team. She explained that she knew of the other team and saw it as payment for a past offense. Her logic was incomprehensible to Lucen, who couldn't understand her motivation. She left without further explanation, leaving Lucen perplexed. A second later, Lucen heard a familiar voice that caught his attention. One of the teams had already descended into the cave to capture the dragon. A team member was confused, as he didn't understand why to take the risk when they could do it differently. They decided to wait at the exit to steal the dragon, minimizing risks. Everyone supported the captain's plan, considering it a success. At that moment, a man appeared and initiated a conflict with Lucen, who rushed toward the voice, eager to understand how the conflict was connected. Without realizing it, Lucen fell into a trap, moving toward the precipice. After climbing in the cave, Lucen faced an unexpected danger and fell into the darkness. His fall was quick, and he found himself at the cave's bottom. Sophia had fallen right behind him, and now both were immersed in new adventures in the cave. Lucen felt his back might break. Sophia began apologizing and promised to try to find a way out. He suggested that she rest on him, despite the pain and discomfort. At that moment, Lucen saw Alice and Mako, who began helping their friends escape the trap, using fire to create light and warmth in the cave's dark depths. Mako felt relieved they weren't alone. Earth ants appeared before them, and Sophia realized the fight would be tougher with the terrestrial ants present. Mao's tigress fainted from exhaustion, and her ice was useless against the ants. Lucen advised Sophia to use all her strength to fight the ants. Sophia began using the 9 heavens fire, employing all her might. Alice remarked that the fire was useless and warned they might get burned. Lucene asked Sophia to stop using the fire, giving Amanda a chance. Alice was unsettled by the appearance of a new female spiritual beast, and the surprise shook her. Sophia and Amanda then joined forces to confront it, coordinating their attacks in perfect sync to maximize impact. This combined assault changed the course of the battle, scattering the ants into pieces and achieving a significant victory. Michael, intrigued, questioned how they had managed to create such an effect. Lucen, noting the importance of keeping Amanda's spirits up, encouraged her to stay strong. Sophia, however, felt overlooked by the lack of recognition and expressed her discontent. Lucene then thanked both of them and reprimanded Mako for his careless attitude, which he believed had put the team at risk. He also mentioned that Alice could be the cause of the pain Mako was feeling. They reached the 2nd level and prepared to move forward to the 3rd. Along the way, Lucen was intrigued by Mako's sharp hearing, who described the incident as a simple misunderstanding. Lucen then offered Sophia the chance to join the team if she could defeat another wild beast. Upon reaching the cave entrance, Lucen noticed that, regardless of the path chosen, they always returned to the starting point. Resolute, they jumped bravely into the precipice, not knowing what motivated them to make such a choice. Mid-descent, Mako noticed something strange and asked for attention, questioning if the unknown creature thought it could go unnoticed. Lucen asked Sophia to light the way, revealing a hidden figure in the shadows. They spotted human bones in the distance, and Alice recognized the ropes around the remains, typical of students from the Northern District. An intense light appeared behind Alice, who instinctively turned, interrupting Sophia and suggesting they turn off the lights and leave. Lucene asked Alice to stay close, as they needed to leave immediately. At that moment, Alice's appearance changed abruptly, surprising Lucen and sparking his curiosity about the reason for her transformation. Alice, with a light-hearted air, suggested they enjoy the moment right there, but Lucen, still confused, showed concern. He soon realized that Alice had been poisoned by a spider, whose venom caused hallucinations and behavioral changes. Not knowing exactly how to treat the venom, Lucen considered that dual cultivation might help Alice recover. However, he remained uncertain about the effectiveness of this technique and continued searching for alternatives to help her, while Sophia, annoyed, complained about Mako's constant noise. The book Lucen carried left him shaken as it questioned if he had been deceived, revealing unexpected information that destabilized him and made him lose control. He asked Sophia to turn on the light to see better, and Sophia, surprised, found the request intriguing. At that instant, a poisonous spider appeared, disturbing the group's tranquility, and the intense light made it difficult for everyone to see. The spider began descending slowly, swinging on its thread, but Lucin, swift, managed to capture it, ending the tension. Sophia, without understanding, questioned why the spider was still visible in full light, as it was a nocturnal and aggressive creature that usually poisoned its targets as a form of defense. Michael unconsciously asked for a kiss, and Lucin promised compliments to Mako after his recovery. He observed the hole in the spider's abdomen and considered drawing out the antidote, deciding to dismember it to extract the antidote. The spider began to transform into human form, and a girl appeared, pleading for mercy, offering to become Lucin's spirit beast. He was surprised by the existence of spirit beasts, and Emma explained that she didn't kill people, only watched them fight, impressed by what she saw. Lucin realized that the nickname Sparus aptly described her observational skill. Emma expressed her desire to leave the dark space and begin a new phase. Alice and Lucin showed no interest in spirit beasts, setting it aside. Michael offered Emma the chance to become his subordinate, providing her with food and entertainment, but she refused, preferring to follow Lucine. Emma asked Lucine for protection and support, and as a specialist, she knew a shortcut to the cave. The inexplicable sounds were from a nocturnal bat, and the corpse was a result of its habitat. Alice and Michael were frightened, not wanting to become victims. Sophia felt valued by the Emperor's respect for her opinion, and Lucin decided to accept Emma despite his doubts. He bit his finger and used the blood to seal a contract with the spirit beast, and Emma felt good about the contract. The question of the effects of the immortal cause on the beasts arose in the context of Lucin's mysterious nature. They needed to obtain the dragon on the 9th level of the dungeon, and Emma mentioned the 10th level where the legendary treasure, the Dragon King's bone, was kept. Michael questioned why information about level 10 had not been revealed earlier, while Lucin suspected the 7th team had more complex goals than the Dragon King's bone. The 7th team faced the bat, and a girl questioned the implications of finding the Dragon King's bone, while the beast laughed at the bat. The boy replied that finding the Dragon King's bone would lead to death. Lucin declared he would reveal the name and methods to handle the bat after they left the cave. Emma informed them they had already reached level 9, changing the mission's direction, while the spirit beast of the Phantom Cave, a 10-star poisonous earth dragon, made the task even more challenging. The 7th team was already there, complicating things and raising the stakes. Michael noticed the dragon's poison corroding the rocks, and Alice observed that the 7th team had become enemies, waiting for their defeat in the battle against the dragon. Alice spotted something in the distance, warning of the new threat. The dragon grabbed Rebecca, and Alice declared she wouldn't let Rebecca die, despite their troubled relationship. The girl was in a difficult situation, demanding an urgent response, while the allies didn't know how to proceed. Having learned that a lion's blow penetrates armor, they found a way out. Michael was impressed by the dragon's scale durability. Considering that the lion's blow hadn't pierced the defense, the girl continued to plead for help, and Lucin saved her in time. Alice thought Lucin was Bill, and the beast was furious. Mael's tiger was in a state of panic, and Lucin recognized the solid defense the enemy possessed. Realizing that brute force would not be effective, he decided to try a new approach. Amanda's freezing essence could be activated through Lucin's secretions. Amid the battle, he was alerted that the beast was attacking again, demanding a quick response. The dragon began to spin faster, and Lucin relied on his reaction skills. The impact was strong, causing significant damage to the dragon. In high-level mining situations, effective countermeasures were essential, and Alice approached him, praising his performance while Rebecca also recognized his efforts. To prevent the dragon from awakening, it was crucial to transfer it to the storage ring. Meanwhile, Mako energized the team, detailing their victories. When a rival team approached, Gay, one of the opponents, claimed they were the first to find the dragon and questioned why the others were trying to take it. He asked if they had sought Lucin's help, who confidently responded that he would take the dragon, challenging anyone who tried to stop him, and expressed pride in having knocked out the dragon with a single blow. Then he pulled an unknown object from his pocket, summoning a 10-star lewd bear, complicating the situation further. Alice was impressed when facing such a strong opponent, and the bear began to attack. Lucin, realizing the danger, asked everyone to retreat while he and Emma began to fall. Lucin's team didn't understand why he hadn't used a more powerful crossbow earlier. He explained that it was wise to keep an ace up his sleeve for a critical moment, intending to use it against the dragon, though his companions remained skeptical. Lucin realized they had a long road ahead, and upon spotting something in the distance, he identified lava. Quick to act, Emma saved him with a web as they fell together, strengthening their bond.